Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, the World of Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about one of the deadliest and as well weakest tank destroyers in World of Tanks Blitz, the Grille 15. Now, this is a vehicle that can get insane damage games out. Just like the 183, this tank has the capability to sometimes go into the 8,000, 9,000 area if the enemy team is dumb enough to let it farm. On maps like Castilla, if you can get on that ridge line and the heavies start piling up, this thing can be so glorious, especially with the 3,600 damage per minute if you're running rammer. Now, of course, I like having the penetration. It's just one thing that I think is better for damaging enemy opponents, so I personally like to run calibrated shells on my Grille 15, but of course, that's all down to personal preference, and I can 100% see why you would want to run rammer over calibrated shells. Now, the Grille has some really good things like the DPM, the accuracy as well. If you are fully aimed in, this thing has got Leopard 1 accuracy, which is fantastic, but it's got a lot of drawbacks. First of all, the camouflage. It still sucks. It's something that needs to be buffed, and Wargaming, once again, is buffing the tank on a different aspect. Now, this buff will actually be nice for the tank. They're giving it spall liner, but at the same time, I feel like spall liner really shouldn't exist on a vehicle like the Grille. If you're getting shot in the Grille, especially for like 900, I feel like it's more the player's fault for driving out in front of a 150 millimeter shell, but oh well. We'll see how it does. I think that spall liner is going to put the wrong mind in people. I think people are going to start to play it a lot more aggressive, which it's still a Grille, and it's still got no armor, which, you know, isn't going to go great. But we'll see. I would like to see how the Grille does perform when spall liner is put on the vehicle. Now, I actually think I'm running the wrong equipment on this tank, judging that I've only got 1,700 health. I think I may have actually rarded myself here and forgot to put on the HP. That's a T92E1 directly behind us, though. Not sure why he's already here, but you know what? That'll be a nice HE waiting to pile right into him, and, well, there you go. I didn't really get to get that HE out, because our 183 was there, but you know what? I'll still take 200 hit points. It's better than nothing, right? So we got the 57 heavy off to the side over here, which I'd love to get a nice shell out into, and that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. Use that decent mobility the vehicle has. Let's plop our way right over here, and there you go. Nice shot for 638 hit points right into that 57 heavy. And I'm not sure if he's reloading or not, so we're going to try and get another shell out into him. Here we go, reloading, and there you go. So that's 2 shells now into that 57 heavy, and that's a big chunk of his HP taken right off, and in fact, he's now pretty much a one-shot, so we can try and poke him again, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right here. Oh my god, 1 singular hit point. As you can see, Wargaming is smiling upon me right now, saying, haha, you suck, because that does suck, doesn't it? Oh, gee. Well, the good news is that we didn't really lose any HP for it, and we still might be able to get some other beefy shells out here. We got that Grille 15 on the enemy team, who I would love to get a shell out into, but it looks like that's just not going to be it today. Oh, we also got the waffle right there, which, oh, the shell went low. That sucks. You always want those shells to pen, and, well, every now and then they just don't. But another 5 seconds, we have another chance to pen him, so that's exactly what I'm going to try and do here. Let's see if we can get a shell out onto that waffle. Oh, he messed his HE up on us, and we messed our HE up on him as well. I was hoping he was going to back up a little bit more, but you never know. Oof, that waffle just got slapped. All right, here we go. Another 3 seconds. We're going to get this one out. You ready for it? Here we go. Yeet. Yes, goodbye, Waffle. I wanted to wait until he started to aim at me. That way we wouldn't miss. So this first game wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it also wasn't bad. We were able to get out a pretty solid amount of damage here. And there you go. Nice shot right into the turret cheek of that T110E5. And we did a pretty good job. We did about 4,100 damage in that game. We could have done a little bit more if that HE had hit the Waffle. I will say, to what I'm aware, the shell velocity on the HE is a little bit worse on the Grille, so it is a little disorienting, but apart from that, it's still a really nice gun you can have on this tank. At over 4K, not too bad at all. So let's, of course, load in the one more game and see if we can keep up that goodness, or if we're going to get the opposite, get a really bad team, because, well, it's the Grille. Grilles can get really bad teams. It's one thing you kind of have to rely on occasionally. Now, thankfully, that T92E1 on their team was a Rart. He drove right out in the open and lost all of his HP. And because of that, we got really lucky, because sometimes vehicles like the T92s and Sheridans can really ruin your day, especially when you're in a Grille. They come up behind you, they get you within HE, and boom, there goes all of your HP, and then they drive away. And because, of course, they're a light and you're a tank destroyer, you're not really going to chase them down. And even if you do, they'll outtrade you and win again. So The Grille can be very easily countered. Mediums, tank, pretty much every type of vehicle can easily counter a Grille. The only winnable scenario the Grille has is either you're on a reload and you're on a long reload, like that 57 heavy. We were able to get 3 shells into him and he hit us once. That's a pretty good trade. That's 1,800 hit points for 400. That is where, oh, I forgot to check if I wasn't running hit points. I'm a doofus, but oh well. I guess armor buff on the Grille is what we're probably running. I never really check my equipment too much on that because I always expect for me to put on the hit points just because that's what I always run. So if I am running armor buff, I must have accidentally clicked it or something like that when I was doing a video. But let us put on the trees here. These trees give you a little bit of extra protection if you don't know, actually, because that means if there's a tank that's sitting out in this area here, it will actually stop you from getting spotted. It's nice. I always knock down the trees also because if you want to get a little bit better of an angle, you can use it. Now, there is the 62A spotted, and there is the Object 140. I could have whipped that shell out, but I'm going to wait because it looks like this 140 is a rare, and there you go. It's always nicer to wait. That's one thing I always say. You get an easier shot out if you just wait for the enemy to make the mistake because it's just easier. Now, the 62A is most likely going to reverse, which means that we should hopefully get a shell out right onto the rear of his tank. No. Maybe not. I didn't think we were able to get it out as soon as that happens, but maybe this Foch is going to pull out. Oh. All right, it looks like we're going to have to fire a heat shell into that, and that's exactly what we shall do. Nice heat for 540. This is where the fantastic accuracy of the Grille comes into play. You can see here that with these easy penetrations, we're making like armor look like butter, and that's of course why I'm running calibrated, is because normally aiming at a Foch might be a little tricky, but with Cali, it's a guaranteed pen every time. Well, not every time, because you still get troll bounces on the Foch's upper plate, but you know what I mean. You usually get those pens. Now, the C5, he's pushing quite aggressive here. Hopefully, we should be able to get a nice HE right into his rear. Oh, baby, that's what I'm talking about. That's 1,000 hit points taken off of that T110E5. He's not enjoying life too much anymore, I can definitely tell you that. Now, we got the T5051 here, and of course, I'm going to go for this OOF 800 again into that E5. He's not liking our Grille too much right now. That's, of course, what the Grille has the capability of doing. And, of course, what I'll do now is I'll load an HE and finish off that E5. Not too bad. That's, of course, again, a really nice job from the Grille here. Nice blind shot as well. Like, this tank is pretty strong if you get it in this scenario like this. And as I said before, when you're holding in a scenario like this, the Grille really slaps. Now, that E100 is probably going to try and spot us. That's one thing I'm a little worried about. So I am going to have to back up here, at least into a scenario soon where we can probably get out of tricky spots. But at the same time, looks like with that Grille pushing there, we should actually be able to back up here, and we aren't even detected. That's perfect. Well, look at that. We're getting some big slaps out already. We can even try and get one more out onto the C100. Let's fire. Oh, that did not go anywhere where I wanted it to, but thankfully we're not detected. Let's back up. Oof, nice miss there. And now we're back into cover once again. So let's try and hit the C100. I really want to get a pen on him. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's that calibrated shells getting those nice shots out. Now let's back. Oh my God. Nice shot from that 183. I did not expect that to hit. That is really rare. I'm actually going to say nice shot. Usually don't expect those kind of shells to hit from a 183. Now we've got our E100 dealing with the Hori over there. And with that, they've got a 62A left, a T95, and a Foch. Now, the 62A is not very healthy at all. And we got the Foch, and we know he's not very healthy. So with that being, and with our tanks pushing in, I do want to try and help out the C100. So I'm going to push in as well, and we're going to see if we can get a shot into this Hori. Here we go, plopping over the ridge, and aiming, fire. Oh, big low roll. That sucks. Now, we could get hit by a tank destroyer over the ridge, but I'm not super worried about it. Actually, shoot, there's the 95 right out in the open. What the heck? Well, oh well, not going to be too much against us. That's a threat because we're going to aim in right on this 95's cupola. And even though he hurt us, the great thing is we out DPM him. I'm probably going to die here, but I couldn't care too much. I just want to get one more shell out onto this T95 before we die. So let's do that. And fire. There you go. 800. That's what I'm talking about. That was definitely worth it. We did 6,000 damage this battle, and we brought pretty full health opponents down to one shot. So all our team has to do is get 3 one-shots out. And this 183 is the start of that. Come on, 183. Yes, nice shot. I believe this 183 is smart enough to actually win this game. And the C100 seems like he's been doing some decent stuff so far. All he needs to do is hit that guy. But it's fine because our 183 over here, he's actually a decent player. I'll give him credit. He's doing his job. All he needs to do is hesh this guy anywhere, and he kills him. There you go. Nice hesh on the side of that T95. I was a little worried that I blew my HP just to get the damage out. But you know what? We won. Completely worth it. I will, as many of you know, I will sacrifice myself if it means that I can get an extra 2,000 damage or so. And that was 6,200 damage for our Grille. Now, let me put on the hit point buff. Yeah, I am running armor. I thought I was. Let's put on the hit points. That way I'm not a doofy. Now, it wouldn't have changed much in that scenario, but sometimes running the hit points really can help you, where running the armor would have done absolutely nothing for us. So, two pretty dang solid games in the Grille, a 4,000 and a 6,000. And this really shows you that on a map like Oasis, especially if the enemy team makes monkey moves like that, you can get really nice shells out. That T-175, we literally took about maybe, 1,700 hit points off of in a matter of 10 seconds. We ridiculously wrecked him. And yeah, there you go, 1,958, and that was, of course, added on with the HE. We blind fired. We ripped him apart. We got that E100 shot twice for 1,000. Again, really nasty hit points. We shot that T95 twice for 1,400. Like, it's such an insane tank on the DPM. This is why you're able to get out such high damage. And sadly, we massively low-rolled that Hori. He should have been dead. But nonetheless, the Grille is a very strong tank. And if you know how to play it, you can do a really good job. With Spaliner, I think the tank's going to be really good, but I still wish Wargaming would just buff the camo a little bit and maybe nerf the DPM a little bit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Other than that, if you want to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.